This is a video about how to get your girl, once they're completely groomed, ready for the show. How to use your products and how to blow them dry and get them all ready to be presented at the show. Again, this is Abby, and Abby is all ready, and I've gone ahead and spritzed her, but I spritz her beard, I spritz her legs, her chest, and both back legs. Get those pretty damp, if not wet. Before I do that, however, let me back up. I do take my comb, not my brush, and I comb through the beard and her legs just to make sure we've got all the knots out. And always comb the beard and mustache forward. Okay? It gives me an opportunity to also look. It doesn't hurt for you to get down and look to see if there's anything, if there's any little dip, what you're going to be looking for. She looks pretty good across her back and her head. So what I'm going to do is, if I don't want to spray right in her face, I just spray my fingers and I do her eyebrows and get those up. Once everything's nice and wet, damp, I have trouble opening this. Okay, good deal, because it does tend to get stuck. I take a little product in my hand, I rub it together. I want to rub it through her mustache and beard, always coming forward. I take a little bit and do her eyebrows. Then I take her legs and I rub it in good. I want to rub it in good on her legs. There's a trick to how much to use. You don't need a whole lot of products, just like if you're putting product in your own hair. Too much can make the hair heavy. But I rub it in good on her legs. I also put it in her chest and I come upwards on her chest. Then a little bit in both hind legs. I just rub it in good. And there's some tricks too that I will talk to you about when you're showing. If you're showing indoors this season, sometimes carpet or because it's dry heat can make it slippery inside. So you can buy tacky stuff to put on their paws, or right before they go in the ring, spray their paws with a little water, and that helps to give them some traction. Now that I've done this, I'm going to brush her feet up. I always wash my own hands. You're normally going to be at the show, and you'll need something to wash your hands, so that bottle of water is always helpful. And I'm just going to reach out of sight for some towels. Okay. Now, using my brush, I'm going to brush her beard forward. And I'm going to brush her feet up. And there's a real knack to this. I want to get her head up out of the way. I know it's stringing her up for a second. There's a real knack for this. You're going to make a circle. I grab her by the pads, and you're going to make a circle with your brush, and you're going to brush everything back. And on her chest and her harness mark, you're going to brush it to the side. Her chest, you're going to brush up. But her feet and legs, you're going to brush in a circle. Now, another little hint is when you're working on their rear end and you don't want them to sit down and mess up their hind legs, you put something between their legs. But this, you just brush up. And I just take my brush and go side to side and then up. Side to side, then up. Sit up, girl. Up, up, up. And this is where that can come in handy. If she decides to sit down, she's going to sit down on that. Then I take my blow dryer, and this is the handy dandy place I keep my blow dryer. Just let it drop there. You don't want the heat real high. And I just lay it on the table and let it start drying her legs. Now, you're seeing the opposite side that the judge will see. As you can see from the wagging tail, she doesn't mind all this attention. She likes it. I just fluff up her eyebrows. I'm just going to put a little gel in her eyebrows just so they're nice and in place. Now, while her legs are drying, doesn't take long for the legs to dry. I'll just keep brushing her body, making sure everything looks good and I've got everything where it needs to be. She looks a lot better than the first time she came on. I see a little bit of hair here that I might want to take off. See, now she's sitting on the can. Atta girl. Nope. Atta girl. Stand. 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 And now you can see why I said leave just a little bit above the breastbone. You don't want it real thick, but you need to show off a pretty long neck. Now while she's drying, I'm going to encourage you to always get down and look at paws. And if there seems to be a low spot, brush the hair backwards, take a little hairspray, and very gently brush it back down. Use your comb to kind of tease it the other way, and then just make it nice and pretty. See how pretty that is now? Very nice. You have to be aware not only of your dog's positives, but their negatives. She has a pretty neck. When they start getting dry, what I do, I take her paw and I start fluffing it up. You make circles. You make circles. I also use my comb. To help fluff. I spray it with the heat on. Pretty leg. Now I'll do this one. And don't forget to go above the wrist. Remember, if they're holding their leg up, put some weight on their shoulder, they'll sit it down. Spray. Spray. The blow dryer is going to help it dry. Don't be afraid to use your hairspray. Wonderful. Now, to get her beard, I put the blow dryer under my chin and I start blowing it forward. It takes some practice keeping this dryer under your chin, but believe me, you can do it. My brush and I roll it under to try to keep the flyaways down. comb. Now, my girl has a pretty beard. I spray, being careful not to get any in her eyes. And there you have it. One pretty girl. Now, back legs. Take another peek. I have those legs brushed and up. I have these legs brushed and up. I'm going to spray. I think she's looking good now. So, at this point, I would put her show collar on, show lead. I'll take this off. Now, about the show lead. Let me see you, beautiful girl. Let me see you, beautiful girl. Let me see you. Oh yeah, you're pretty. You're pretty. Hairspray between my fingers. Put on her eyebrows. Put on her pretty eyebrows. Now, when you have her show lead on, in case no one has shown you this, put it right up behind her ears. Then always pull her coat back. That way you don't have anything bunched up, right? I don't show, I don't handle, but hopefully you get the idea that this is what we're looking for. I think my legs need to come back a little more. A little more. A little more. My husband is telling me. And her hind legs need to come back. And there you go. Good enough for a person that doesn't actually typically stack her dog much. But you've got her chest, you've got her beautiful finished beard, you've got her legs. See how pretty her legs look? So, everything is ready and done. That's all there is to it. Just takes practice. And Abby says, everyone have fun at the show. And good luck. See you next time. Bye.